Hey guys, welcome back. Now you may or may not be able to tell that both sides of my face are not exactly the same. And they may look the same, but I'm actually not using the same products on them whatsoever. So the right side of my face has high-end products and the left side of my face has its affordable drugstore equivalent. I really want to do this type of video because I feel like it's really helpful to see that you do not need to have high-end products to create a look that looks like you used high-end products. So I really hope you guys enjoy this type of video. Don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So let's get right into it. So let's pretend that there's a line right down the middle of my face. We're gonna make the right hand side of my face the high-end side and then the left hand side of my face the drugstore side. So let's move on straight to the foundation. So for the drugstore side, I'm going to be taking this Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 concealer and foundation. This is in the shade 01 Creamy Vanilla. This is the first time that I'm going to be using this foundation, so I don't have any thoughts on it yet, obviously, but I will let you guys know my first impression. So now I'm just gonna take my beauty blender and just blend that out only on the left-hand side of my face. It has a really nice like medium to full coverage, but it doesn't look too heavy on the skin, and it's not really like attaching to any of my dry patches that I have. So on the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be taking my YSL Touche Éclat foundation. So I'm just going to squeeze this on. Oh my god, I just got this all over my shirt. So I just squeezed a little bit of the foundation on my face, and again, I'm going to just blend it out with the beauty blender. Honestly, the only reason why I chose to use the YSL foundation because I was trying to color match the Milani foundation, and I did not want to have two different colors on my face because that would not look good and it would completely ruin the whole entire look. The YSL foundation is a lot lighter in texture. It's not quite as thick as the Milani foundation, but it does give you a really nice medium to full coverage. I'm gonna be really honest with you, I actually sort of like the way that the Milani foundation looks a little bit more than the YSL foundation. I just find that the YSL foundation actually looks a little bit heavy on my skin. So to conceal on the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be taking my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I love this concealer. So I'm just going to apply that right underneath my eyes and a little bit on the sides of my nose to highlight just a little bit. And I'm also going to put it on my lid sort of to act just like my eyeshadow primer. And again, taking my beauty blender and blending it out. Next, I'm going to be taking my NYX HD Concealer. I do find this to actually be pretty similar to the Urban Decay Concealer, so that's why I wanted to use it today. The color is just a little bit different. It's a little bit darker. So to set underneath my eyes on the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder and taking the same sponge and just sort of patting that underneath my eyes and set that concealer in place. To set the affordable side of my face, I'm going to be taking my RCMA No Color Powder. This powder is amazing. To be very honest with you, I like it so much more than the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I find that the Laura Mercier powder is just a little bit drying for my dry skin, and this just works so much better and it's so much less expensive. And again, pat this underneath my eyes. So now it's time to move on to the eyes, and for the high-end side of my face, I'm going to be taking Anastasia Orange Soda, and for the affordable side of my face, I'm going to be taking Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. They are literally the exact same color, and this is what we're going to be using as our transition shade. I'm going to take a really big fluffy brush. This is my Morphe M504, and let's first start off with the higher end side with some orange soda, and just apply that really heavily right above my crease to create that really nice warm haze around the eye. And then taking Peach Smoothie and doing the exact same thing on the other side. So now sort of as our second transition shade, I'm going to take Anastasia Fawn, and then this is the NYX Single Eyeshadow in Blame It On Midnight. These are very, very similar colors. The only difference is that Fawn is just a little bit darker, but they look very, very similar when they're actually applied to the eyes. You just want to apply the NYX one just a little bit heavier. So I'm first going to put the Fawn right into my crease, a little bit above, going in small circular motions and blending it into the orange soda color. I'm also going to go into the inner corner of my eye as well and the outer corner of my eye to start to create that sandwich effect. So just wiping off my brush and going into the NYX eyeshadow. So I'm just building up that NYX color just a little bit so that it matches the fawn shade on the other side. So now we're really gonna start to define the outer as well as the inner corner of the eye to start to really create that like spotlight smoky eye shape. So for the high-end side, I'm using Anastasia Sienna and then Cocoa Bear for the more affordable side. So I'm just going to start to apply this right on the outer corner of my eye into the crease as well as on the inner corner of my eye. So you can see we're really slowly starting to create some depth to this look. And then just taking my big fluffy brush and just blending along the top edge. Now wiping off my brush and going into Cocoa Bear for the more affordable side and doing the exact same thing. So now it's time to get a little bit more precise, and we're going to start to really deepen up the outer and inner corner. So for the high-end side, I'm taking Anastasia Hot Chocolate and then Makeup Geek Americano. They are very similar colors, like you basically can't even tell the difference. And we're going to be applying this, like I said, a little bit more precise on the inner and outer corner. I'm going to be taking my Morphe M506. This is really great for detail work, but it's still fluffy, so it blends out the color nicely. And I'm just going to apply this more tightly to the outer corner of my eye and a little bit into the crease just to add some extra depth there. Once you apply that color, just sort of blend it up into the crease to get a nice shadow there as well. Now going into Americano from Makeup Geek and doing the same thing on the other side. So now I'm taking Noir from Anastasia and Corrupt from Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to mix a little bit of black in with the last color that we used just to darken it a little bit, just to really, really pinpoint and define that outer and inner corner. How many times have I said outer and inner corner? I don't even know. A lot. And then really just darkening that up right there to add like a really nice amount of depth. This is the step that really will bring everything together. So now it's time for the gold color that goes right in the center of the lid. I'm gonna be taking Anastasia Peach Sorbet and then Makeup Geek Magic Act. I'm gonna take a damp synthetic flat brush and I'm just going to apply this right to the center of my lid, just like that. So now wiping it off and using Makeup Geek Magic Act on the other side. So now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with Fawn on the high-end side of my face and just sweep that from the outer to inner corner. Wiping off my brush and going into that NYX eyeshadow and going from outer to inner corner. So now it's time to line the eyes. So I'm gonna take my NARS Kohl pencil and use this on the high-end side of my face. And then for the affordable side, I'm taking this Pixie Black eyeliner. This is the Endless Silky Eye Pen, and applying this to my waterline. So now it's time to apply my liquid eyeliner. So I'm going to take my Stila liquid eyeliner for this side and just do a very simple wing. And then for the affordable side, I'm taking my L'Oreal, the Super Slim Liquid Eyeliner. So the eyeliner may or may not have gotten a little bit too thick, but that's okay. We're just gonna roll with it. I did not expect it to be this bold, but you know, things got uneven. I kept on trying to correct it, and then this happened. So for my mascara, I'm gonna take my Maybelline Lash Sensational for the affordable side. And then for the high-end side, I'm taking my Benefit Roller Lash. So now that we're done with the eyes, let's move on to the brows. So I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer brow pencil. This is my new favorite drugstore brow pencil. It is so good. And then taking the brow wiz for the other side. So for my bronzer, I'm going to be taking my Hoola bronzer just to warm up my complexion just a little bit because it's looking a little flat right now. And then for the other side of my face, I'm going to go into my NYX Contour Kit and I'm going to grab a little bit of this shade right over here, which is a very similar color to the Hoola, and apply it in the same areas. I'm taking my Too Faced Love Flush Blush in Baby Love on the right side of my face. And then the Milani Romantic Rose Blush on the other side. And this is literally an exact dupe. These two colors are exactly the same. Now for my highlighter, I'm going to be taking my Kevyn Aucoin highlighter in Candlelight. This is a really, really pretty vanilla shade. And I'm just going to apply that right to the tops of my cheekbones. And then for the affordable side of my face, I'm taking my Maybelline Master Contour Face Contouring Kit, and I'm going to grab the highlight shade. This is a very, very, very similar highlighter. I mean, the Kevyn Aucoin one is definitely a lot creamier, but the color itself and the glow that it gives, I mean, it's very comparable. So now let's move on to the lips. For the right side, I'm going to be taking my Makeup Forever Aqua Lip. This is in 1C. It's a really pretty nude lip liner. This feels really weird just lining half my mouth. And then taking my Rimmel lip liner. This is in the shade Innocent number 032. And then for my lipstick, I'm taking the Ofra liquid lipstick in Sao Paulo. This is going on the right side. This is so weird. And then taking ColourPop Platform on the other side. Now these colors actually don't look the same when you first apply them, but once they completely dry down, they look like basically identical. And then once you're done with the lips, that completes the final look. And honestly, I am amazed that you cannot tell the difference between either side of my face. You would never know that I used literally completely different products on one side compared to the other. So that's it for the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to let me know what you thought in the comments. Give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back. Now today's video is actually quite an exciting one because this